Now, even though you moved on, you retired, you didn't stop serving by any stretch. And you know, I look at the military outreach that you started is really your new way of serving. Is that an accurate statement?
Oh, absolutely. What happened was, you know, my wife is so wonderful. She says she's not as Christian as I am, but she lives her life better than I do. And so I'm having my personal pity party, feeling sorry for myself because my 32-year career is down the toilet, right? And she said, Jim, you know, God is sending you a message. Number one, that, you know, this chapter in your life is over, okay? Number two, you survived Vietnam. You also attained the rank of 2-star general, which was the highest a reservist could get at that time, okay? And then she says, number three, and you got me as a wife. So how can I argue with that, right? But she was absolutely right. What happened was God brought other things into my life at that time. Promise Keepers, which is a men's Christian group. I got involved with a church in Chicago, Willow Creek Community Church, which is a very famous evangelical church. I led a men's small group. I lead a men's monthly breakfast. I got involved with the Department of Veterans Affairs, which I had never been involved in before at a national level. I was the chairman of an advisory committee on minority veterans, and I was on that for 5 years. So I learned about the VA system. All of this was in preparation for me to eventually start Military Outreach USA about 7 years ago, which is a nonprofit, faith-based organization for the very simple concept, Jocko. We're trying to develop a national network of partners, mostly houses of worship of all faiths, by the way, and organizations like the VFW, American Legion, Rotary clubs, Lions clubs, high schools. This is all at the local community level that will reach out to our military community, which we define, by the way, as active duty, reserves, National Guard, veterans of all eras, and their family members. We stress the family members equally because they serve and sacrifice as well, okay? And to reach out to them, to be a welcoming environment, to appreciate their service, recognize that, and to offer hope and help if they need it. Now, the churches and synagogues want to help. They don't know how to do it because they don't understand the military culture. They don't know the issues that our military community is facing, and they don't know where the resources are. That's where Military Outreach USA comes in. We provide all of that information. We have webinars, we have publications, we have DVDs, we have presentations, and everything that we do is free of charge, no cost. The only thing we ask is when people join us as partners, either as a house of worship or as an organization, that they commit to take our materials and use them to help our military community. And it doesn't cost them anything.
And if people want to help out Military Outreach USA, I know the website is military-outreach-usa.org.
That's correct.
And then from there, what are you looking for?
Well, we have numerous programs, see, because we understand houses of worship come in all shapes and sizes, okay? So we have different programs that they can choose from. Some are as simple as a church can list the names of service members who are currently serving, you know, either relatives or members of the church, and people can pray for them. Prayer is so important when you're overseas, especially in a combat situation. I know it helped me a lot when I was in combat. I needed all I could get, I'll tell you. But also, they could do things like send packages, send letters. Today, who writes letters? Nobody. You know, it's all email and all that stuff. How about getting a letter, right, at mail call? How neat is that? But then we can also do things for veterans. In fact, we have 2 years ago, we started a program. And by the way, we have a memorandum of agreement that was signed by the Department of Veterans Affairs in 2016 by the Secretary himself, which recognized Military Outreach USA as a national partner with them on a program that we initiated called Veterans Exiting Homelessness. Okay? Now, here's the thing. The VA has done a very good job in reducing the veteran homeless population. It's still too high, but 3 years ago it was like 150,000.
Oh.
It's like 50,000 now, which is still too high. But look at the reduction. Okay, well, that's created a new problem, and the problem is when they take a homeless veteran, male or female, some with kids, off the street, and they work with a caseworker or a social worker. Okay. And the social worker feels that they're stabilized, and now they can get them into is called permanent housing, which is really an apartment that's subsidized by a HUD-VASH voucher. Okay, they give them the keys to the apartment, right? But homeless people, that's all they give them. So just think of the first time you moved into an apartment, you need stuff: Lysol, toilet paper, buckets, sponges, mops, dishes. How about a bed? Homeless people, they get a 1-bedroom apartment, but guess what? They don't have a bed, right? So we came up with this program called Move-In Essentials. And we listed things like we have a bathroom kit, we have a kitchen kit, we even have a Beds for Vets program.
Nice.
Okay? And what we've done is we've gone out to our churches, our partners, our organizations, and we've asked them, can you conduct a donation drive of this stuff? Okay? I'm not asking them collect money. Give me the stuff. Okay? And then it's delivered to the VA Medical Center social worker, and they distribute it to the veterans. So we know they're going to veterans, okay? Because there are a lot of people out there who claim to be veterans who are not. And so we know they're going to veterans, and it goes out almost as quick as it comes in, okay? This has helped us a great deal as an organization, because before, we're at a point in time where we really can move up to the next level as an organization, but we frankly need volunteers and money, okay? Because we don't have a staff. We've done all this on a shoestring, basically. And so with this program, we now have results that we can show people, okay? So if people come to me and say, Jim, what difference are you guys making? 2 years ago, all I could say was, well, we're developing this network of partners, and we're asking them to help, in their communities, which did make a difference, by the way. I mean, we prevented some suicides. We've helped people that needed stuff, but we didn't have, I don't have the staff to record all of this stuff, but when we came up with this program, we have a tracking thing where we know how many veterans are being helped. We know what's been collected, and we know. So now, if somebody says, what difference do you make? Okay, since January of 2016, we have helped over 31,000 veterans. We've collected over 750,000 items. In fact, I think it's over 1 million now, and valued at almost $2 million. And we just provided this month our 1,000th bed. Okay, and so now I've got stuff that I can tell people. We've come up with a new program this year, and it's called Adopt a Caregiver. Okay, so, see, what we're trying to do is find gaps where there's a need and nobody else is filling it. So we did that Veterans Exiting Homelessness thing. Well, now there are 5.5 million military caregivers in our country, okay, serving over 1.1 million former military, okay? And they get some help from the VA, but not a lot, as much as they need, okay? So we are now going to our churches and our organizations, and we're saying, we have this program, Adopt a Caregiver, okay? And if you want to be a caregiver, you let us know. And we'll contact the local social worker, a volunteer support at the VA facility near you, and we'll hook you up with a caregiver that needs help. Now, this could be anything. It could be babysitting, it could be mowing a lawn, it could be shoveling snow, it could be showing up with a meal, it could be just showing up and being there for 3 hours and let the caregiver get a break. Okay, this is not rocket scientist stuff. It's an easy program, but it's something that if we can get this moving like we did the veterans exiting homelessness, it's going to be a tremendous help for our veterans. But most importantly, for the caregivers. You see, at another lifetime, my wife and I were hospice patient volunteers. We did that for 6 years. So I know how it is to deal with terminal illness, okay? But I also witnessed that it's the caregivers who are sometimes need the help more than the patient, you know. And so in this case, we've got military caregivers that need help, and we can do it through this program.
Well, it sounds like I said, you're continuing to serve even though you're no longer in uniform.